Everyone pretend podcasting isn't boring.
1, 2, 3, and hey there, how are you today? Today I'm going to try like a different format. I'm going to be traveling. I'm looking for some sort of like super nice cave. So I've been hitchhiking. I will tell you step by step what I'm going to do while I'm talking about the topic of today. This topic, it's I don't know if controversial, it's funny for me, but it's like all the times that I have been interactions, like close interactions with gay people, and some of them have been like really funny, some of them are really nice, and of course I don't want to say that all gay people are the same or stuff like that. This is the experiences that I have had. So I'm going to talk about that while I'm looking for a ride to go to this cave, and I will tell you the story of the cave and everything. So it's going to be like a mix of everything. So I hope you enjoy it. So let's start it. Okay, so let me start with something funny. Like it's just so funny how when you travel stuff happen. So it's just walking, going to like a good place for doing hitchhiking. When I usually use like earbuds or headphones that are like wireless, and but one of them like got loose and fell into the ground, and then accidentally I just kicked it and I went into the bushes or something like that. And when it was in the bushes, I tried to find them. So I really tried to like go lay down and try to look for it, and I couldn't find it. And while I was there, probably people got worried, so somebody called the police. So when I was in one point, the police came with an ambulance and everybody ready to help me. I was like, dude, I just lost my airbag. I'm sorry to make you to waste your time. It was so funny. And I didn't continue looking for it because it was like, whatever, fuck it. And then I was just walking, and then I found some like a wire headphone. Sony, by the way, very nice. It was just in the floor, so I just pick it up, and it turns out that I lost one wireless earbud, and the headphones that I found had one side working and the other side wasn't working. So I guess life is fair. So I lost one and I gained one. I don't know. It was really funny. So right now I'm hitchhiking in a little town between Egirder and this place that I'm going to. The name is Sindan Magarasi, and it's like a cave. It looks really cool. So I will just try to arrive there to see what happened. So let me start with the first story while I'm doing this. Okay, so a long time ago when I was young, I was working as a security guard in a place called Cancun in Mexico, in a hotel. It was a super nice hotel, really beautiful in the middle of the jungle. It was amazing, and it was also like kind of a spa, and it was only for adults, so they didn't allow kids and stuff. So I was working as a security guard, right? And while I was working there is another guy that was working in the same, and he turned out that he was gay. Whatever. I actually was like, I don't know if in a stupid state or naive state or dumb state, but I really wanted to have like friends from like any kind of religion and sexual orientation. And I'm not saying that it's wrong. That what I'm saying is that it's wrong to like target that, like if you have a friend that happens to be gay, like perfect, or happens to be whatever, it's okay, but targeting, it's a little bit funny. It's what you do, I think. I don't know, but in my case, it's what you do when you are young. You want to have like I have a gay friend, I'm cool, whatever. So we used to talk with all of us, we used to hang out and stuff. But he started to be like particularly keen to me, like he was really like kind of into me. Unfortunately, I don't remember his name, and as I said, it was too long ago. So anyway, we used to have like these little golf cars to go around the complex, because it was like a huge hotel, not like vertically but horizontally. Like you have like, it was amazing. It was like almost like a small city. Probably now they are bigger, I don't know. So anyway, I thought somebody was going to pick me up, but he just parked his car. So anyway, we used to use these little cars to go from one place to another, right? And one day both of us were in the car, and he started to touch my leg and touch my penis over the clothing. But yeah, he started to do that, and I was like, dude, like what the fuck? And I said, like after a minute or something, because I was literally like in shock. I was like very young. I was like, dude, like, no, I don't think so. I don't think this is cool. I don't even remember what or how I said it, but it was like, dude, like, no, man. So time passed, and I tried to be friends with him, because again, I had this idea, you know, like it's cool to have friends and you blah blah blah. And I remember we were talking about that, and he was like, you know, in one of the conversations, I was telling him, dude, like, understand, I am not gay. And I want to be your friend, you know, like I just want to be your friend. Can we be friends? And he was like, you know, like my friends hug me, my friends sleep with me. If you want to be my friend, you will have to do that. And it's like, oh my God, it was incredible. I just couldn't believe, like there was no way to reason with this guy. It was just like, okay, he's not going to be my friend. And he ended up like, okay, so I think it's, you know, whatever. So he was like, okay, well, a hug of goodbye. And he was like, okay, brother. So we kind of hugged, and he was like clinging to me like for 10 seconds. It was like, oh my God. It was very disconcerting. After that, I left Cancun for other reasons, and then when I came back, I talked with a friend, and she told me, you know, he got leukemia. He's in the hospital, and as far as I know, he died. Yeah, that's the story of that. The first gay encounter that I remember, because I don't know how many traumas do we have as humans, but that's the one that I remember being the first. Okay, I have been waiting here for some time. Nobody stops. Let's just hope this guy. Come on, baby. No. So the second story, I think it was a little bit more spooky. I went back to live in Cancun for some time, and I was working in the streets selling poetry. I used to make like these little poems and just roll them and sell them to people for 5 Mexican pesos, which is basically nothing. But you know, the business was good. Like a lot of people used to buy my shit, so that was nice. And one time a guy he just stopped in a car, and he said like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm selling this, blah blah blah. He was like, okay, I buy you too. Okay. And then he said like, yeah, hop in. And you know, I cannot stress this enough. I was very young and very stupid, so I just hop in the fucking car. So he started to ask me questions, blah blah blah, and I was answering. You know, I was like, I don't know if naive or open or stupid, probably stupid, but I was just trying to believe in that point that people were like good, you know. So yeah, I think in that point of my life, I was with this mentality, you know, trying to see the good on people, I guess. So yeah, I just hop into the car. He asked me some sort of questions, and he took me to his house in a development, in a building development that was very new, far from the city. And this dude was huge. He was from Spain, and he was like really big, probably like I don't know, 2 meters tall or something like that, and I was like super tiny. Like if he would want to really fuck me, he could have done it easily. So anyway, he offered me something, and I was telling him, and then I said, you know, like I need to go. He just lie in the bed. It was, of course, it was weird. And in that point, I was like, okay, so what are we doing here? Of course, for him, probably he saw somebody in the street in Mexico, and he said, yeah, he's going to be a prostitute or something. So he's going to, I don't know, I'm going to have sex with this guy, and then I will give him some money, and wherever I want sex, I will go for him. I have no fucking clue, but it wasn't the stupidest thing I have done. That comes next, but it was very stupid. So I told him, you know, I need to go back because my cousin lives in the same room, and he gets worried if I don't arrive on time, blah blah blah. So he took me to the center again. But I guess he was I don't know, he wasn't ready to give up. Time passed, and then he came again. And I hop in again in the fucking car. He take me again to the fucking house. I was like, sometimes I think that I survived life by miracle. Fuck. So he took me back in the house, and check this. Like, he offered me, some like very close friends know this story. So he offered me some sort of, this kind of milk made out of soy with like flavor. He offered me something like that, and I drank it. Like, it could have had any kind of drug, like anything inside, and I just drank it. I was like, oh my god. He told me that he was a chef and something like that, and a friend lent him the apartment. By the way, for people that are listening in Instagram TV, this is the time for say goodbye. Thank you very much for listening, and if you want to continue listening, you can check it in Spotify, Google Podcasts, YouTube, and the links are in the description for all the ways to continue listening. Bye bye. Okay, for you that continue in this story, well, let's just continue the fucking story, right? So he decided to give me this thing, and I decided to drink it. It was super stupid for me. And then I told him again, you know, I have to leave. And he said like, oh, I really was hoping for you to stay. And he touched my belly in a way that it was so, I don't know, so dark, so weird that I just felt like, and everything just came down. I was like, dude, what the fuck are you doing here, motherfucker? Like, you're going to fucking die. So I decided to leave. I said, no, I have to leave, blah, blah. And he was like, kind of like upset about it. And then he said, like, you know, like, if you can walk, if you can go back by yourself, because I have, I just don't feel like taking you back. I don't know if it was for him like a way of maybe making me stay, I don't know, because it was very far and there wasn't like public transportation and anything. And, you know, like, I was selling stuff in the street. Like, he knew that I didn't have like for paying a taxi or something like that. So I had to walk. So I walk a lot until I arrived to my apartment. That was the second time I got close to a gay encounter of the third type, I guess. Yeah, crazy. Okay, this is not happening. I don't see anybody stopping. I don't know if it's because I'm recording, but nobody's stopping. Just going to continue with another story, and then I will try to stop recording. Maybe it's that. Maybe they see something in my face and they say, okay, what is this guy doing? Okay, so we reach a new point, Aksu. I'm 8 kilometers from the majestic cave. Of course, like I do small videos in my Insta story, so you can check like all the trip. I'm going to grab water. There is all places have these little fountains for water, and I have a bottle with a filter, so I use it also for drinking. Damn, it's cold. It's really nice. It's really cool to use the cell phone to communicate with people. I know that the best will be learning a language and stuff like that, and I'm trying to learn Turkish little by little, but it's really hard, and I'm not very good with languages. It took me a lot to learn English, and the cell phone works fine most of the time, so that's how I just ask and look for places. And it's funny because if you learn how to use your cell phone properly, it's like learning all the languages, kind of, with the basic, so you have a solution for every place instead of having to find a solution in each time if you learn the language. Okay, I will walk a little bit without hitchhiking, and then I will continue hitchhiking so I can enjoy my water and continue with my stories. I think it was around number three of my third encounter of the gay type. Well, there was a tiny, I would say, like incident, nothing like really close, but there was, when I was studying in Belize, there was this guy that I guess it's gay. I really never knew, or like, it's funny because people think that other people really care about their sexuality, but in reality it's the minority, man. Like, really, honestly, if you are gay, like, trust me, it's the same like when people say like, oh, I'm ugly, everybody's watching me, or I'm this and I'm that. Like, trust me, everybody has other things in their mind. So in that time I was dating a beautiful girl from Mexico, and we were in a Belize. And we went to the rooftop, and I guess this guy was with another guy or something like that. I don't even remember properly. But at the next day, he was accusing me that I was gossiping about him being gay or something like that. Bro, my God. And it's funny because I don't know if it's my fucking face. That I have a face that I don't know. But people think, like, bad stuff about me most of the time, which has been very helpful when I work as an undercover journalist in places that are dangerous. I just play the part even more, and people just don't fuck with you. But for the most part, like, it's just like, dude, like, no, I'm not I'm not even think about you, like, at all. But I couldn't consider that like an encounter, I would say. And yeah, I know that if in one point this podcast reach more than 2 or 3 people, that sooner or later there will be the asshole that says, oh yeah, you are talking like them, like any aliens or whatever. Bro, sister, come on. Of course, it's just joking. I really don't care about the sexuality of anybody other than mine. But I think they were like fun experiences, the ones that I lived, and also maybe a precaution, like the last story that I told. It was like, dude, like, how can you be so stupid? And you could be 100% right. Sorry if the background is just like cutting, if you hear cars and then in the middle you don't hear them again or whatever. I'm just trying to press pause to save time in the recording. Okay, I think there is some stories in the middle, but I actually don't remember them, so I'm going to go to another one. That was what I was studying my master's degree. So I was with a friend that he remains my friend. It's a good friend. It's a good person. But the day we met, fuck, man. Oh my God. I was in his apartment, and he was constantly trying to touch my leg and trying to, like play with it with his finger and shit like that. It was so uncomfortable, and I couldn't do shit. Like I was, of course, I wasn't naive anymore, and I was like I'm more like the way I am now, of course. But for me, it was like, okay, this is my first time in Europe. I don't know what the fuck are the rules. I don't know anything. It was my first time, like, far away, like that far away from my continent, my rules, blah, blah, blah. And he was doing this shit, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? He was like half fun and half like, wow, this guy, like, oh my God, he's shameless. He's seeing that I'm moving from one place to another, and he comes after me. I mean, in some way, you have to admire the persistence of such an asshole. But in other, it's just like, it kind of deconstructs this idea that society sells, like, oh yeah, poor victims, the gays. Like, no, brother, like, everybody in every place you can every spectrum you can find every spectrum of personality, There are straight people that are assholes and they are nice. There are gays that are assholes and nice and stuff in the middle. There are, I don't know, blacks, whites, whatever race, whatever sexuality, whatever. There are all kind of stuff. Dude, I've seen like people with disabilities being such an assholes. Like assholes. And this, it's kind of taboo, like, because I don't know why, maybe they haven't seen enough, but people believe that they are saints, and trust me, they are not. So I guess they are not groups that you can label as victims. They're people, one person, two person, whatever, but not groups. That's just naive, and it's wrong. So this guy, I would say that maybe I even admire that he had such balls. But what happened? It could have been the opposite. Or if I am trying to do that with the girl, I could be like a fucking pervert, right? It couldn't be nice. I don't know. It's just fucking double standards. It's just so funny. But I didn't say anything at all. In that point, I just moved from one place to another, and to be honest, it wasn't such a problem for me. It was like, oh my God, this asshole, and that's it, no problem. But it's more like the analysis of the big picture. It's just it's just funny. But we remain friends, and I like the guy as a friend. He's nice, and he's a go-getter, and that's really cool. But for me, trust me, like, it's just, if you disagree with somebody that is black, you're racist. If you disagree with somebody that is gay, you're homophobe. Like, we live in that society. And to be honest, it's super shitty. And people that know me, like, that know me well, they know that it's just not the kind of person that I am. But it's very easy. It's very easy. Okay, so you don't agree with that, you're racist. Oh my fucking God. Or, oh, you don't want to hang out with him? Oh, it's because you are homophobic. It's like, no, brother. There's stuff behind. But, you reach a point in your life in which you don't give a fuck of what other people think. Anyway, changing topic, the scenery here is just really cool. There's some like really small yellow flowers, really nice. There is not a river, but some sort of water going beside the road. Just walking here, it's a nice place. Turkey is amazing. Like, if you can come, you will enjoy it, trust me. You know what, I will just look for a shadow and try to continue hitchhiking, save energy. I drink my water, I feel fine, super sunny, but I'm not really tired. And if in the inter I remember another story related to the topic, I will let you know. You let me know if you like this kind of format. Maybe it's better. Oh, and by the way, the reason I was talking about this, like, if you disagree with somebody, you're this and that, is because I was coming to study in a new university. I knew nothing about it, and just imagine if I was going to be labeled as the homophobe in day one of my university studies. I mean, that was the main thing, you know. I was like, okay, so I just need to don't give a fuck about this and whatever. Let it go. That's it. Which usually is not my personality, but that's what I did. And it's also important to let you know that I really don't regret to do that, because, you know, we're all humans and we make mistakes, and we need to go for what we want. Of course, this dude had some crazy ideas about homosexuality, to the point that he was telling me that, people that he's not gay is because they haven't tried with another man, because a man knows how to please another man. It's just like, dude, I just hope he never gets a job like dealing with whatever. But the point is, you know, we all make mistakes and stuff that happens, and we all try, you know, like, try your best, and sometimes you make mistakes. Sometimes you will look weird, and sometimes you will misunderstand or whatever. So, and for me, it wasn't like a problem or something that it was like, it was uncomfortable, but I could have put like a really stop on it, like if it was like really something that it was completely like bothering me. It was just annoying, you know. And I guess that's what women feel sometimes when they are you know, with a guy, and the guy is just like, don't understand that, dude, I don't like you that way. And to be honest, like, science suggests that, you know, like, after the first 10 seconds, if the girl doesn't like you, just come on, don't waste your time. You may transform a no into a yes, but it's just not really a yes ever. So just quit it and move on. Okay, so I arrived to a nice shadow, and I will just wait for somebody to stop. And yeah, let's hope somebody stops. Okay, so we are getting closer now. We are in a little town now, and I think I will just walk. It's like 3 kilometers, something like that. I just remember another like quick story. I was dating this girl. I don't remember her name. Yeah, I don't. Anyway, we were in the center of Mexico City. This is like a very funny one. We were in the center of Mexico City, and we were just talking, and I think we were talking like something like really like serious and stuff like that. And a guy just approached to me and said, "Excuse me, do you know how I can get to your heart, baby?" I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with this guy? And I just start kind of laughing, and the girl just started laughing even more. And I was just telling her like, oh my god, I cannot believe it. Like, why you don't defend me? Like, come on, say something to the guy. Like, if it were the other way around, I would say something. It was just very funny. I mean, if I keep thinking about that, I will remember more and more like cases, and even some cases that I shouldn't remember, like I shouldn't forget, like cases that are like more extreme, I would say. Fortunately, like nothing has happened that is like super bad. You know, this little town is nice, and you know, every time that you go to any place, or yeah, I would say any place, any small, the smallest place, you will find a statue of Ataturk. Ataturk basically is the father of Turkey. He created everything. Mustafa Kemal. Ataturk means like the grandfather of Turkey. And there are statues everywhere, and he's just like a Turkey love Ataturk. Like, how can I say, like irrationally, like it's love. So there is this nice statue of Ataturk in this little town. It's in a small plaza. Yeah, people love Ataturk. There are some things that as a foreigner shouldn't mess with, I think. One, of course, would be the religion, particularly in people are very helpful here. Like, they talk with you and they tell you stuff. I stopped the recording because somebody stopped me and he was telling me how to go and stuff like that. So yeah, two things that you shouldn't miss. Religion, particularly in the most traditional and conservative areas of Turkey, and definitely Ataturk. And you know, it's a strange relationship that they have, because some people there are some people that see Turkey divided between those that like Ataturk and those that are Muslims, like hardcore Muslims. And they say that they don't, like, you cannot be hardcore Muslim if you like Ataturk, and you cannot like Ataturk if you are hardcore Muslim. Like, if you can just check the story of Ataturk, or if you want me to do like a episode exclusively about Ataturk, let me know and I will collect all the information. But his life, whether it's real or of a legend in some sort, like some parts of the story, but it's amazing. Like it's amazing to the point that it made me believe that maybe some stuff are not like super accurate. But you know, he invented the Turkish alphabet and the Turkish the Turkish written words and stuff like that. He fought after the Ottoman Empire was defeated. He fought to preserve and create Turkey and to gain more terrain for Turkey. It's a crazy story, and it's funny because many people know about some stuff about Turkey, but they don't know about Ataturk. It's not so well known, and in Turkey, many like most people know about Ataturk that about about the Ottoman Empire and sultans and stuff like that. So the love for Ataturk is so crazy that you can go to a store, to a mall, and there are backpacks with Ataturk. There are notepads with Ataturk face, T-shirts with Ataturk. There's everything. Like, they are very nationalist in that way. And in each small town, you find an Ataturk statue. It is a very quiet town, tiny. You can hear the birds just singing. It's nice. It's hot, but it's not that hot. And it's a good place to visit. So going back to our topic, our conversation, I would say that there is this how can I say it, division between people, that either you think this way or you think the other way, and reality just doesn't fit that. Like I met the experiences that I have told you, maybe some people will say, oh yeah, because gays are like that, or maybe will people say like, no, not at all. And the reality is both. I have many friends that they are gay and they are super, super, super nice. And I just, to be honest, I just don't get society nowadays. This idea of the mere suggestion of saying I have gay friends or I have black friends, or it's just so fucking stupid. It's just so grouping, it's just like, I have gay friends, like what the fuck is that? It's just it's very stupid. You have friends and whatever their sexuality, and one friend is an asshole maybe, and maybe it turns out that he's gay, maybe it turns out that he's straight, maybe it doesn't matter. But putting people in clusters, it's so bad. And even they put themselves into clusters, which is ridiculous. It's just not good. And I think it's because of a lack of identity. For some people, their color of the skin is their identity. For other people, their color of their sexuality is their identity. For others, their job is their identity. And I think you should be more. And it's not like, oh, I think you should be more, you are wrong. What I'm trying to say is that I think if you give yourself the opportunity to be more, to explore that you are more than the label that you put upon yourself or people put on you, you will have a richer life, and I think any of us are guilty of that in one point, or at least I have been. Like I many times label myself, like I'm a journalist. That's what I do, and it's I want to believe that I'm more than that, and I think people are more like what they express. Oh my God. Okay, sorry for the noise. I don't know if this is just too annoying and I should just continue doing the podcast the normal way, but I think it was like a good experience to just walk and kind of walk together in a way, like we are talking and I kind of describing stuff that I'm seeing and stuff. So let me know if it's not something that you like or if you like it. So anyhow, these labels, it's funny because we again, either we put those labels to others or we put it in ourselves or we receive it. It's stupid. So what I'm trying to say is that despite their sexuality, color, job or whatever, I have friends that are assholes and I have friends that are cool. And I will try constantly and systematically to avoid putting those labels to group people, because one is not real and two is it's very dumb. Also, let me know if you wanted to not put pause on it and listen to the conversation that I kind of have in Turkish and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, but people are so nice in Turkey, like so nice that it's almost unreal. If you have to visit Turkey and you want a reason, I can tell you 1,000, but just one is more than enough. The people. If you're respectful and you understand that the people have different beliefs and you don't want to impose other beliefs in them, you will be very happy, you will enjoy a lot, and it's an amazing place. It's cheap, it's great. It's great. Like, I cannot say more than that. Damn, the place where I'm staying, like I was telling the guy, like I will go to Eskişehir, it's another place, I will stay with a friend. And he said, but you come back. And I was like, no, I think I will go. And he looked at me and said like, no, you go and visit and come back. It's okay. I was like, it's so funny. Like they love company, and if you are I will take a picture. Wait a minute. If you are a person that that smiles and try to be kind and try to be helpful, you will fit anywhere. Like, that's the reality. Language doesn't matter, color of your skin doesn't matter, sexuality doesn't matter. I mean, of course, I'm talking in general, like, come on, don't be an asshole when you listen to this. I'm talking in general. If you are like that, you will have the doors open everywhere. So I met people that says, like, I don't know, they don't like me, blah blah blah. I know why they don't like me. It's because I'm from this place, or it's because I'm from this race, and I had to really modify myself to not say it, because it was counterproductive. But most of the time, like, the reality is not that. The reality is, bro, it's because you are an asshole. That's easy. And it's not that I've been like all the time like smiling and shit. Like, it's something that I had to learn, and it cost me a lot of time to understand how it is. But we live in a world where we think that we deserve the attention, that our opinion is the important one, that we are the intelligent one, and blah 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 blah. And, well, people around you, they have the same idea, so it's not going to work. And it's not even valuable or nice. Like, trust me, it's better to be the student than to be the teacher. It's better to say, okay, I'm open to learn whatever you want to teach me, than to say, okay, I'm coming and I'm going to teach you how to live. It just doesn't work. And now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I'm doing that with the podcast. But trust me, in my daily life, I do that the minimum. At least now. I mean, I've been traveling for a year, and my personality was already developed, I would say, but it has been like really refined little by little. And definitely one of the opportunity areas that I had was that. And it's very different when you have a good attitude. I mean, it's just different. So whenever you travel, just have a good attitude. Don't be an asshole. And tidying up the topics. Oh, you can start hearing the water. Nice. Tidying up the topics. If you're not an asshole, it doesn't matter your sexual orientation. If you're an asshole, anything will be an excuse to fuck with you, to mess with you. Okay, so apparently now it's a big steep road to Sindan Magarasi, 1.5 kilometers. No trucks allowed. And there is like a little nice park here that I'm going to come afterwards. Looks cool. Turkish people love to have like picnics and shit. It's so cool. Okay, so maybe it's better if I don't put pause in the things, and I just finish the recordings every time and then start a new recording later, I guess. So once I'm closed, we talk again, but so far we're just walking. Okay, so after many auto stops, I arrive. So I will tell you a little bit about The story of this cave is called the Dungeon Cave. 2 kilometers north from Aksu, which was the little town that I was telling you about, and it has an altitude of 1,300 meters. The cave, it's 765 meters, and if you don't guess, I'm reading this shit, and apparently it was formed with the mineral content of the water that is running through the cave, which is calcium and magnesium, and it turns out that it's good for the skin. Now this is interesting. It says that at the entrance into the cave, it's a head of god Eurydemedon, the god of Koprukai, made of black, white and red tessera, a small quartile of stone used in mosaics, while in each side of the head are the signs of dolphins. Wow. Above and below it are motifs of flying winged men. It's supposed to be from the early Hellenistic period, and the existing archaeological data show that the site of the temple witnessed the construction of many structures in the Roman period. There's also a nice bridge. Of course, in the video you will see the bridge, but there is the story here, so let me read it to you. It goes through over the stream of the Eurydemedon stream, and it's supposed to be part of a, like, not a complex but a connection of two other Roman cities, and you can listen to the stream of the river. It's really nice. So we'll check it out, and whenever I see more information I will tell you. But you know, the entrance is just majestic. I'm starting to wonder if I should just make this in video, because yeah, it's so cool. But you will see it in my Insta story. Okay, so listen, I enter into the cave. You can hear the echo. The place is really fresh, really cold, and it's very big. Like in height, I would say that maybe 10, maybe 15 meters or something. It's very humid. You can listen to the small drops just falling. It's so cool. There is something about these spaces that is just so primitive, so I don't know, it's really nice. Wow, the formations is just incredible. The spaces are being smaller and still cold. You can see the formation of the minerals that are wider, like salty in the walls. It's so cool. Remind me a little bit, just a little bit, on some places in Romania. The place is incredible. It's really nice, well illuminated. It has you can see the structures, and it looks like kind of veins in the rocks in the top, like in the ceiling there are like veins of this salty structure or salty substance. It's really interesting, and all of us, we need to wear like a security helmet, and there are a lot of emergency buttons. So I guess this is not like I don't know, maybe you should be careful. Turkey, I think, is quite like that in some places, where it's just like you know, not for pussies, kind of. Oh, sorry, I guess we live in 2020. Not for not for cowards. Yeah, you need to evaluate your risks and take your risks into consideration, I guess. It's really nice. It's wow, it's cool. Okay, so I'm out of the cave. It's quite something, like really. I'm very tempting to put like a lot of video in this podcast. It's really nice. You can hear the bats when you are inside. You can hear like a lot of bats, like the sound of the bats. And also, like in one point, start to being colder and colder and colder, and your hands, like you can feel it in your hands that is very cold. And as soon as you come back into the light, come back outside, you can feel how start to be warm and nice. So yeah, it's a crazy place. It's really nice, and it also just looks like a hole in the middle of a wall. So it's quite something. But yeah, very fast the temperature change, like really fast. So probably like with a t-shirt you would not be able to survive inside, definitely. It's a nice place, and there is a lot of people that come and visit. So coronavirus or no coronavirus, people start coming. It's really nice. I think probably this podcast reached more than an hour. I hope not. I think I will stop here. I will probably hitchhike going back to Yerder. So yeah, it's time to say goodbye, and I'm trying this format. I hope it's better. If not, I will go back to the previous format, and if that also sucks, I will try to do only videos or something like that, and just try to see what is helpful for you and what is something that you like. Remember that if you want some information about traveling, you can check the webpage onearound.art.blog. Some podcasts are combined with articles in the page, others are separate. I think this one is going to be just a podcast. Remember, if you are listening to this, you can watch it on YouTube, and if you're watching it on YouTube, you can check it in Spotify and Google Podcast and Anchor. You can also find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter as Juan Around. If you love my content, I hope one point you do. You can check my Patreon. It's Juan Around, and you can check my Buy Me a Coffee and Juan Around. My goal is to have at least, I don't know, like 500 supporters. It would be so cool, because I would just live out of this, which could be very nice. I will post in Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee. I will post more like personal thoughts related to what is traveling and the sensations and more personal stuff, I would say. So anyway, it has been a pleasure. You know the drill. Follow, like, share, subscribe to the content, etc. It really helps a lot, because the more people listen to it, I'm about to reach my first $1 in advertisement. So yeah, if more people listen it, particularly in Spotify or Anchor, that would be really helpful. So as always, see you around.